Today we'll be helping police solve a murder mystery. After discovering a body abandoned a few days ago, the police have managed to recover 2 DNA samples from the crime scene. 4 different suspects have been identified, with 2 believed to have been related to each other. DNA samples from the victim and the 4 suspects have been run on 2 different gels to compare DNA fingerprints from the samples across 2 different loci. So here are the 2 different gels. We have 2 pieces of evidence found at the crime scenes, and then we have the victim's fingerprints at 2 different loci, along with the suspect's fingerprints at 2 different loci. So if you look at the second piece of evidence found at the crime scene, we can see that its DNA fingerprint matches up with the victim. It also matches up with suspect 1 and suspect 4. So immediately for this second piece of evidence, we know that it does not belong to suspect 2 or suspect 3. So we have to go look at the second gel if we look at this crime scene number 2 piece of evidence. And as you can see, at the second loci, only the victim matches up with this piece of evidence. So we know that crime scene 2 had to have come, that piece of evidence had to have come from the victim. So now we have to look at the first piece of evidence. And so looking at the second gel, the first piece of evidence matches up with suspect 2 and suspect 4. We can immediately rule out the victim, suspect 1 and suspect 3, because 3 of those individuals do not match up with the first piece of evidence at both alleles. So for the first piece of evidence, we have narrowed it to suspect 2 and suspect 4. So now looking at the first gel again, if we look at the first piece of evidence, suspect 2 is the only individual that matches with crime scene 1 at both loci. So this means we know that suspect 2 had to have been the person that murdered the victim. Interestingly enough, it appears that suspect 3 could have been one of suspect 2's biological parents, because a child must receive 1 allele from each of their parents, and so in this case, suspect 3 could have given this allele to suspect 2 and received the other one from their mother. And down here, they could have received this allele from suspect 3 and received this one from their mother.